Seeing as we're 2 days after Yom Kippur, I think it's apropos to talk about something regarding the Indian of Kedusha. Oh. And I think it might be helpful to conceptualize what Torah is looking to accomplish. We are given a mission in this world. That's why we came down in the first place. You don't go somewhere without having a purpose and a point to being there. And if you don't know why you're there, then you'll just be anxiety-ridden. If you're sitting in a car, sitting in traffic, but you're on your way to work, okay. If you're sitting in a car, but you don't know why you're in the car, and there's a lot of traffic, it becomes a million times worse, because you don't know what you're doing there. So it's very important to remember that we all have a mission in this world. Torah, number one, lays out a blueprint for our mission in this world. Number two, it gives us the tools to be able to complete our mission in this world, the tools to be able to heal from any issues which we may have, the repair guide, if you will. So, Avodah Zarah, Daf Chaf Daled Amud Aleph. It speaks about a cow, which had some disqualification happen to it. And it says there's a difference between if this disqualification happened while after the cow was already consecrated, set aside for Hektish, was already put aside to be part of, the temple, or if the cow it was prior to this happening. So, so it says, the child of such a cow, if the cow was already consecrated, and then it had a child, that child would be forbidden from the altar. It would attain the same level of, the same disqualification. But if this cow was not consecrated yet, subsequently was consecrated, and then had the child. Sorry, let's start again. If the mother was already hektish, was already consecrated, and then it attained the level of this disqualification, so then all agree that, even the child afterwards is a lost cause. However, if the mother was never consecrated, totally just plain old cow in the field, and then it attained this disqualification, so she herself cannot be brought up to the altar, no longer. However, if she had a child, then you could consecrate that child and bring it up to the altar. Why? The answer, because once something becomes hektish, it attains a brand new status and is viewed as an entirely new entity. It's something entirely different from what it was before. And this new status manages to going from chulin, which is, chulin means mundane items, to holy items, consecrated items. Hektish, once it's moved from that, goes through that transition, it becomes an entirely new entity. And so that this child, the child of this cow, who is a mundane cow, who had this disqualification, now could be brought up to the altar. So, often we think about Torah, and, we learn about cows and fields, sacrifices. It seems all very foreign to us. So, Chassidus always teaches us that when Torah talks about bringing sacrifices on the altar, the lesson in our life is we are that sacrifice, which we have to bring ourselves up to the altar. So, what's the lesson to be gleaned from here? To me, no matter what happens to us in our life, no matter what might happen to us, and what we might do, the moment we decide to purify ourselves and to make ourselves holy and hektish. What does holy and hektish means? That means accepting the mission which Hashem put us in this world, which the Rebbe brings down. Our generation's mission is shlichus. It's to go out and teach the world about Hashem, to bring Jews closer to Torah and mitzvahs, and to bring non-Jews closer to Hashem as well, to bring the whole world, make the whole world elevated. The moment we're put ourselves into hektish, what does that mean? Make ourselves holy, which means accept the holy mission of Hashem. We become an entirely new entity, and no matter where we're coming from, no matter what happened to us, no matter what we did, everything everything becomes irrelevant from the past because we are a brand new entity. So let's take the Kedusha which we attained on Yom Kippur and be besimcha about it and take that into Sukkot and Shmini Atzeres and Simchas Torah, and then from there throughout the rest of the year. One of the Rabbeim brings an example, I think it was a Friediger Rebbe, or Rashab, that the Yomim Noiraim, these holy days, they're similar to going to the store. When you go to the store, you grab things off the shelf, you throw it into your cart, you got to put it in the bags, and then you come home with bags full of stuff. And then throughout the day or week, you start to unpack things, one by one, you pull things out of the bags. So too, right now we're collecting. We're in the store, Hashem, everything is open to us. We could buy whatever we want, in terms of holiness and Kedusha. And throughout the year, we're going to unpack all the goodies which we collected throughout the year. Hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Yom Tov.